Hey, I want you to steal this Pinterest automation from me. This starts with the source file from Google Sheets, then it checks all the boards that you have on your account. After that, if there is an existing board, it uses this board or it creates a new board. Then it analyzes the image you want to pin, creates a description and title for it, creates the pin, and updates your Google Sheets to a conditional logic so that you can have multiple data in your sheets with multiple links and you never pin the same article over and over again. It diversifies your Pinterest schedule. So my name is Yanis and welcome to JS Automate's YouTube channel. As I mentioned before in this video, I'm going to show you a cool, complete Pinterest automation that you can use. This automation has some great features and I'm going to show you. It's very easy to make in this video. I'm going to take you step by step how you can create one for your own. If you don't want to create it, I will leave a link in the description so you can download this automation and upload it to your make.com account. So let's get back to make.com. I'm going to show you how it works. So it starts with a search for rows. It searches for a status that has pending. So for example, my first line has a status of pending. Then it checks after 5 rows if I have any data. If I do have any data, then it's gonna update current row to done when the pin is done, and it's gonna add pending one to the second row, and it's gonna be easier if I show you. Here is my account. As you can see, I don't have any boards, nothing. For this to work, it's required to have a URL that you're gonna have in your pin. This is not mandatory, but there's no point of creating pins without a URL. I think that we want to do with Pinterest is get traffic to our website. So yeah, we have article URL, we have image URL that we want to pin, and we have a board name. As you can see, this one is living room, dining room, and kitchen. So let's run this automation once and I show you what's gonna happen. So as I said, I don't have any boards, so basically the automation should create a board for me and then create a pin in this board. So let's run it once. As you can see, it went through this route because it checked all the boards that I have in my account and I have none of the boards. So it created a board, analyzed the image, created the description for it, the Pinterest title, and created the pin. After this, it updated this row to status done. It updated +4 rows to pending. And then it checks if the next status is existent. For example, it checks if this was empty or not. If it exists, it updates the next one. If it does not exist, it updates +3 rows. So as you can see, this one is set to pending 1 and this is set to pending. So next time I'm gonna run the automation, it's gonna take this pending row instead of going 2, 3, 4, because then we're gonna have, if we don't have these statuses, then we're gonna have 3 posts in a row about living room, which is not good. So we have 1 post about living room, then we have 1 post about dining room, then we're gonna have 1 post about kitchen, and after that the automation will return to living room. So let's head to Pinterest, refresh the feed, and see if the pin has been done. So yeah, here is the pin. Here I have the URL. Here is the title, and here is the description, which is generated by this cool ChatGPT module that analyzes the image. Basically, what I do, I say I'm a Pinterest expert about interior, and I ask ChatGPT to write the description and title based on the image URL, and I ask for the response to be in JSON for title and for the description. So let's run this once again, and then I think I'm gonna show you how you can create this from scratch. As I said before, if you want to, you can download it from the description. Okay, so let's run again. It's gonna check again if I have boards. I have one board, living room, but I don't have a board called dining room. And as you can see, the status is being updated. Let's run again for the kitchen. Now the kitchen will run. It again creates a board, analyzes the image, creates the pin, updates the sheets. Okay, so let's check the Google Sheets, and as you can see, it has updated the kitchen to done and changed the next the second to pending. So next time we're gonna run, it's gonna be the living room. Let's head to Pinterest and see if we have 3 different boards with the 3 different pins. So here are 3 pins, and here are my 3 boards. Let's run this once again, and now it's gonna run through different route because we already have the boards here, and it's gonna filter the board that we actually want to post this next pin. So let's run it. As you can see, it went through for this route, and now it's creating a pin in already existing board. So let's refresh the Pinterest, and you can see we have 2 pins in our living room board, and this one is set to done now, and next one will be this one, which is set to pending. So let's head to make, and let's make this all completely from scratch. So I'm gonna delete these statuses, put this to pending, and then if this automation is working, we can add more data in here. So I will now introduce home decors as well. And now if the automation is working and we have all our statuses filled in, it's just gonna continue taking next empty rows, empty cells from this sheet. So let's head to make.com, and we're gonna create this one completely from scratch. I'm gonna explain you everything step by step. So I'm gonna save changes. Let's leave this open in case we need some data from it. So create new scenario, and we're gonna start with Google Sheets, and we're gonna search rows. I'm gonna select my account, my spreadsheet for Pinterest automation. I'm gonna set the sheet 1, and what we need to do is status is equal to pending, and we can set this to case insensitive, and we're gonna set this limit to 1. The next module that we need to check if there is existing data, because it's gonna impact our automation in the future. So we're gonna get a cell, we're gonna choose our spreadsheet and this sheet 1, and this cell is gonna be A, and then we're gonna use sum, and we're gonna use a row number from our initial module plus 4. Depending on how many items you have per URL, for example, here I have 3, so we need to check if there is something after the third. Okay. After that, we gonna make a Pinterest module that's gonna give us all the boards that we currently have in our account. So it's list boards. We're gonna use our account, and we're gonna set this to limit, so 2000, because when you have more boards, you will forget that you have set the limit. And after this, we need to add a tools module that's gonna aggregate all the board names for us. So the source is gonna be Pinterest, and the text is gonna be name. Here we're gonna click on show advanced settings, and we have need to select row separator, and we're gonna select other, and we're gonna click on comma and space and click OK. Why is this yellow? I don't know. Okay. It can't be the last. Okay. So now we're gonna add a router. This router will give us two routes. One route is if we already have a board with the specific name, or the second route will be if we don't have a board with a specific name. So here on the first one, we're gonna add Pinterest module, and we're gonna add create a board. And for the name, we're gonna use variable from the Google Sheet, which is this one, the D column. I'm gonna put this in bold. Board name is D. Description we're gonna leave empty, and we're gonna click OK. So basically here we need to set up a filter. It's a board filter. So first we select board name, and we select the result from our text aggregator, where we're gonna have all our board names. We choose this one, and then we select does not contain case insensitive and the board name. So basically, if this module does not contain our board name, it's gonna go through this route and it's gonna create a board. Here on the other hand, we're gonna add again Pinterest module to list all the boards, because here we're gonna set up a filter that if text contains case insensitive board name, then we're gonna list all the boards that we have, and we're gonna next one is gonna be ChatGPT module that analyze images. But before that, we need to set up a filter, because we need only the name that for example, let's say we have 3 boards here in the response, and we need to only filter the one that's equal to our board name from the Google Sheet. So we click this one OK. So this filter will do that for us. The next one, we're gonna set up the ChatGPT analyze image vision. You select your connection, and here is prompt. I'm gonna copy the prompt from here because it's gonna be easier. Basically what it says is analyze the image. You are a Pinterest expert. Your profile is about interior. You can change this to whatever niche you are in. And based on the image, you write description in first person, provide a response in JSON. In JSON, give me title for Pinterest pin and Pinterest pin description. You will never add JSON at the start of your response, and you will never add these symbols at the end of the response. And then at the end I give him a sample how the response should be. So it's always title and it's always description. So the next one we need to add images. It's going to be image URL, and we're going to add the image URL from our Google Sheets. For the module, I'm going to use GPT-4o Mini, the latest version, and I'm going to set to max tokens to 500. After this, we need to add a JSON module that's going to parse the JSON for us, so we can get two separate variables. And after this, we're gonna add a Pinterest module. Actually, we need to let's copy this sample and let's run this module only to get some data in it. Okay, so as you can see, because of the JSON, we get two variables. One is title and one is description. And because I give the ChatGPT exact example, it's always going to be title, it's always going to be description here. If it changes, it messes up all the automation. So now we're going to add a Pinterest module that's going to create a pin. Media is going to be image URL. And the URL again we get from our spreadsheet. The board will be, we're gonna choose map, and the board we're gonna select here is board ID. Here, this one, board section, nothing, and the title will be this one from the JSON, and the description will be from the JSON. Okay, and the link will be from our Google spreadsheet, and it's gonna be article URL. Okay, now we're gonna copy this, all copy modules, paste them here, and connect. We can remove this filter because this one was to filter out existing boards. So okay, here we don't have to adjust anything here as well, but we need to adjust the Pinterest because the board is going to be this one, our newly created board. So okay, and the title will be this one, the same, just the board ID. Okay, so yeah, now we're gonna need to add some conditional logic for our spreadsheets, as I mentioned before, so we don't get the same article URL pinned in a row. So first we're gonna add a router here, and as I mentioned before, we check if we have some data in cell +4. So we need two routes. In any case, we need to update the current row to done, right? So we're gonna add update a row, choose spreadsheet. We're gonna use Pinterest automation, sheet 1, and the row number is this one, and the status will be set to done. Okay, now we can clone this module, delete this one, and we have two routes again. So this route, the first one, will be if the value exists in this condition, value exist, and the second route will be condition value does not exist. So basically, if there is some value in this response, then it goes through route 1. If not, it's gonna go to route 2. By the way, I had a different video where I showed how you can integrate Pinterest to get free traffic to your website. I recommend you to watch that video as well. If you are finding this video useful, please click the like button below and subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna have more videos like this in the future. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I will gladly respond to you. And yeah, let's continue with the workflow. So basically what we need to add here, because the value was empty, we now need to search for rows that has a pending one status. So this is only because when it goes, let's say, through here, so it returns to start. So this module, the next one, will help us do just exactly that. So we're gonna search rows. Again, we're gonna select our spreadsheet, and we're gonna select sheet 1, and we're gonna set status equal to pending 1. Okay, and limit will be 1, so it returns to the first in the order of pending 1 statuses. Yeah. Okay, so this one will return us a row number which has pending 1 status, and we're gonna update the pending 1 status to pending. So next time the automation starts, it searches for pending, and we have this value in our spreadsheet. So update a row. Again, choose spreadsheet, Pinterest automation, sheet name sheet 1, row number. Now we're gonna select row number from this 17 module that had pending 1 status. So row number, and we're gonna update the status from pending 1 to pending. So the next time automation runs, by the way, you can set any time here for this automation to run every whatsoever minutes. Just put let's say every 60 minutes, okay? And then just remember to switch this to on, and then every 60 minutes this automation will create a post to your Pinterest account, as long as it has a data in your spreadsheet. Also, please remember that you can use any other inputs than I do in this sample. For example, you can get the images from your URL. You can have the images made by AI and include this image generation in this workflow. There are many possibilities. I'm just showing you how to automate the Pinterest with correctly, because all the automations that I've seen on YouTube include only creating a board, not filtering the existing boards. I think this is very useful, because it's not kind of useful if you create board for every image you are pinning. You should categorize your pins into boards the proper way. And also the having a board is mandatory to Pinterest. You can't create a pin without having a board. So yeah, that's that. So we're gonna continue with our other route. That's if the value exists. For example, we now run this one, and the automation checks if there exists value in this row. Then we need to update that row to pending 1. So Google Sheet, update a row, choose file, spreadsheet, and Pinterest automation, sheet name sheet 1, and here we're gonna put some magic because the row number is gonna be row number from our initial module. We're gonna select plus sign and we're gonna put +4. If you have more than, for example, I have 3, so I need to put +4. If you have 5, the same URLs, you need to put +6. If you have 6, then you put +7, so it's extra 1. This will add data to +4, and it's gonna set it to pending. Now we need to check another thing, because when you're gonna have this column filled up, you're gonna run into situation when this one is pending and this one is done, and we never want to update done. So what we do is we check if there exists any data in +1 row. So we're gonna get a cell, choose file again. Once we done this, we just copy this to our second, and that's basically it. So Pinterest automation, sheet 1, cell, and the cell is gonna be from our initial sheet 1. For searching, we need D. Then we head to here, click sum. Here we have our initial row number, and we're gonna add +1 like this. Okay. Then we're gonna add a router. Again, if data exists or if data does not exist. So if data does not exist, we update a row that's the next one. I know it's kind of confusing, but once you get started, you will see how this works, and it's very, very efficient. So here we get our from the first module row number and just +1, and we set status to pending 1. That if condition value does not exist. Okay, and here we set a filter if value exists. Okay, we're just gonna clone this here, and we're gonna change this not to +1 but to +3, so like this. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna select all these, copy modules, paste, move here, and connect to our Pinterest. So now align everything, and that's basically it. So let's remove these so I can show you. I'm gonna copy them. Okay, and let's run the automation. So as we have these 3 boards now went through the second route, it updates the data to, now as you can see, it set up the next row to pending 1 and the 5th row to pending. So next it's gonna run this one. We run again. Again, we have this board here. the dining room, and it uses this board. Updates all the information and sets to pending, and pending 1 and pending for kitchen. We're gonna run this again. And here it's gonna happen the magic. This one's gonna change to pending, and it's gonna run this one the next time automation runs. So ChatGPT is analyzing the image, creating a pin, and now it went through this route because it checked if we have some data here. It was empty, so it returned to the start. So now this one is pending. And let's now introduce another article of mine. Let's run this once. This is gonna change to pending, and this is changed to pending 1. So let's run this again. Now it went through this route, and the next is gonna be home decor. So we run it, and we didn't have home decor board, so it went through this route and created the board for us. Now it just changed this one to pending. So yeah, sorry that the video was interrupted for the last couple of minutes. Yeah, so that's the automation to automate your Pinterest completely by creating boards, checking if the board exists, making some logical thinking in Google Sheets to diverse the pins you are making. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. I will get back to you. I hope to see you soon. Thank you.